when we first started our business, our first e-commerce store, this is like almost a decade ago because we're music artists. We were music artists.
Y'all gonna do a freestyle on the pod?
I'm a little rusty, bro.
It's been a minute, bro. I'm gonna have to pull out the phone.
I'm a little rusty. I'm a little rusty, but it'll come back fast though.
I know that.
I know. But like, no, the only reason we even got into marketing is because we wanted to fund our music career.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because we were just broke. We were broke. Like we had fans and we were doing shows and we were doing some stuff, but we were just broke, bro.
What was your rap names?
Spacesuit Junkies.
What?
The Spacesuit Junkies.
Spacesuit
Junkies.
Yeah, y'all can check us out on Spotify.
It was a vibe too, because we were like,
y'all was rappers.
We was rap. We was like rap,
singer?
R&B, EDM. Imagine that mix. And it's kind of like Drake's last album before this one, where he kind of dove into EDM.
Yeah,
we did it first, Drake.
And
so you know,
I mixed and produced all our records, so we did everything in house. But we were broke though. Like we're so broke, we made broke people feel good about themselves. Like,
got you.
It was like that.
So they was coming to the shows and you was giving them money.
We were paying people to just But like so. Anyway, we got into marketing. We were like, all right, let's start this e-commerce store. Let's just fund our video shoots and let's just make this elite. Can we at least break even?
Yeah,
like that'd be great. So we ended up going off and watching a bunch of YouTube videos, learning how to run ads. Spent $5,000 and made 0 sales.
I mean, that sounds all right. Yeah.
And in retrospect, it makes
you spent
perfect sense.
$5,000 on the ads and didn't make no money.
On ads and made no sales. And at the time, I had no idea. I thought we were just cursed. I thought like God didn't love me. Like it was just like, you know what I mean? But now in retrospect, it was like
the rap ain't working. The marketing ain't working.
What do you want me to do? But in retrospect, it's like, well, it's not. It was because the way we were doing it was wrong. The way we learned was wrong. When you go to YouTube, you're learning from like 67 different teachers.
Yeah.
And they all have different strategies,
styles,
different
cadences,
ways. Yeah. So, you know, and then you go back and you try to implement 67 different strategies and then you're wondering why you're confused and you're overwhelmed. Well, it's not that the subject matter is hard. It's that your studying method is hard. It's the way that you were studying it was wrong. So what we did was we found a mentor. And by the way, mentorship is the hack to success. It is the hack, right? It's not necessarily a secret. Most successful people know this, but it's a hack. So we found somebody who already knew how to run ads. And we just said, hey, look, I don't know how to do this, right? I threw up my hands. I don't know. Teach me here. And we spent $5,000 on that too.
So you already spent the $5,000.
Yep.
Didn't get no return.
No return.
You spent another $5,000.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
And this was like our last shot.
Yeah,
too,
by the way, we had a 10K limit credit card at the time.
Yeah, this was it.
So you maxed out the card.
Maxed that joint out.
Yeah, it was it. This was it. So, and I'll never forget this in my whole life because this guy, he came in and he looked at the way we were doing it. He was like, oh yeah, well, no wonder you're not making sales. Right. And I was like, thank God. So anyway, he told us the right way to do it. We went, by the way, this was a 3-month span. So we spent $5,000 over 3 months, 0 sales. We went home that night, implemented the ad the way he told us to do. And we went to sleep, woke up in the morning, and I had a sale by the time I woke up in the morning.
And what was the sale?
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Steven at RFA. Look, there's one thing that we've seen that all successful companies that we know are doing, and that one thing is that they are growing their list off of social media, right? Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, those are all great, but what happens if those accounts shut you down? All your audience disappears overnight, and that is not good for business. So what you want to do is be transferring all those audiences and taking them onto your own list. Names, emails, phone numbers, right? Now you can market to them anytime you want to, and it's security for your business because you own your list, you don't rent it to these social media platforms, right? And we have an event coming up really soon called the Grow Your List Challenge. It's a 3-day live event, virtual on Zoom, and we're gonna be teaching you guys all the tips, tricks, secrets that we've learned about growing our list. We're gonna teach it to you in 3 days. Look, you're gonna learn more about marketing in 3 days than you've learned in the past 3 years. And we actually have a money-back guarantee to prove it to you, all right? So click the link in the description below. We hope to see you at the next challenge. And now back to the video that you were watching.
It was, dude, we were selling gardening gloves.
Wait, hold on.
I know.
Yeah.
I know you're going
Spacesuit Junkies.
Right.
Got into marketing.
See, yeah.
And then you started an e-com store. And the e-com store had various products. And one of the products was gardening
And it
gloves.
went off, bro.
It went
garden
crazy.
gloves went crazy?
It went like
It
to
went
the
off.
point
Like
where
like the rubber ones?
yeah,
Yes.
like but the reason
But
it
it
went
was next
crazy
level,
is
though.
because it looked different.
Yeah, it was different.
Okay.
They were like green gloves. They had like these Wolverine claws on them, and like we ran ads to them because at this point we had learned ads. So we ran ads to them, and we were getting sales, but they weren't from the United States. They're from Brazil.
A lot of it.
A lot of Brazilian cats was buying our product, bro, and that was our first product that did like over 20K, I believe. You know,
And was that dropship?
It was all
Yeah.
drop shipping,
Okay.
yeah. So long story short, we ended up going from 0 to 209,000 in sales in 7 months.
From the garden gloves, or just
not
the e-com
just
store?
not just the gardening gloves, but those and a couple other products.
Okay,
it wasn't
gotcha.
anything crazy.
Yeah.
So what we learned, what I took away from that whole experience was, when it comes to success online and making money online, it has less to do with time, and it has more to do with strategy.
100%. I had like a crazy epiphany about that, like, I don't know, 2021, maybe. It was just different. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I don't have to push this boulder up the
exactly
up a hill.
But that's the way that we're we're trained to do that. We're programmed to look for the hard answers, right, and ignore the easy ones. We're trained and programmed to focus on labor and ignore leverage.
Yeah,
and we don't understand that, So we think that it just takes a lot of hard work to make money, but it doesn't. Hard work has nothing to do with making money. Smart work has to do with making money,
for
right?
sure.
So anyway, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, man. But if you think about just human beings in general, right? Like there's an ease in remembering, but there's a difficulty in imagining when it comes to human beings, right? Like,
are you rapping right there?
Yeah, that's a bar.
I think so.
That's a bar. That's a bar right there.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
So like, think about this, right? The ease in remembering. Us as human beings, we're so tied to our past. We're so tied to our habits and the way that we used to be, right? We're so married to that. And it's easy for us to remember that. But it's very difficult if we've been trained in doing things a certain way for so long. It's so difficult to imagine us doing something different. Or imagine us having the cars and the relationships and the life that we want. It's difficult to imagine that because we can't see it. You know what I'm saying? But the Bible says faith is a substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen, right? Meaning that you have to have faith that you're going to get to that level. Because you can't see it right now. You know what I'm saying? You do not see it. It's not here.
I mean, it's really how we got to the podcast.
Exactly.
I mean, y'all had faith that there was going to be a studio and some mics and I was going to be here. And
exactly.
Be some cameras.
We didn't
but
know.
You didn't know.
We had no idea.
We just showed up and then we saw this. We was like, yo, this is dope.
And that's a good metaphor for life in general. Because we didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah.
We didn't know how it was going to look. We didn't know if it was going to look all dope like this.
Steven ain't even been to Vegas for a minute. So he could have flew out here and did no Vegas.
Nothing.
He could have been looking at a mirage the whole time. Like, what is this desolate place?
For real, man. But you think about the entrepreneur, like the average entrepreneur, like that's how they think. They're so married to their past self. And there's actually been studies. Dr. Joe Dispenza studies this stuff. We are so married to our past selves, our past habits, our past ways of thinking. It's very difficult to imagine that. So the greatest hack to be able to get to that level of imagining things the way that you want to is simply getting around the right types of people. Because yes, you're unable to see it within your life, but if you get around the right people, you can see it in their life. If you're an entrepreneur out here, yes, it might be difficult for you to see yourself hitting those goals that you want to hit, but when you're around the right people and you have the right system in place, step by step by step, the steps come a lot easier.